Okay, so tapos na tayo sa cosine, sine, and tangent. Now, try naman natin kunin si secant x. So, at secant x. So, what is the identity of secant x in terms of sine, cosine, and tangent? So, this will be equal 1 over cosine x. So, ang gagawin lang natin is to reciprocate yung nakuha natin na value for cosine x. And ano nga ba yung nakuha natin? So, this will be equal to 1 over negative 0.64 minus 1.07i. So, how do we do this? Multiply ulit natin yung complex conjugate niya. So, this will be equal to 0.64 plus 1.07i all over negative 0.64 minus 1.07i. So, this will be equal to negative 0.64 plus 1.07i. And for this one, gaya ng sinabi ko sa mga previous examples, this is a difference of two squares. So, if you're going to solve for this one, negative 0.64 quantity squared is equal to 0.41. And negative 1.07 quantity squared is equal to negative 1.14. So, 1.14. And of course, si I squared natin is negative 1. So, we will have an answer of negative 0.64 plus 1.07i over. Okay, so wala nang imaginary part to, so we can add this one. So 0.41 negative times negative, so that will become positive. Plus 1.14, that is 1.55. So our secant x will be equal to, if you're going to type this on your calculator and solve for its value, this will be equal to negative 0.41 plus 0.69i. So that is secant x. Okay, so let's try yung susunod si cosecant x naman. Okay, so at cosecant x, that will be equal to, yung identity niya is 1 over sine x. So this time, kukunin naman natin yung reciprocal ng sine x na nakuha natin kanina. So this will be equal to, what is sine x? Ano ba yung sine x na nakuha natin kanina? That is 1.41 minus 0.49i. So, ngayon, i-multiply ulit natin to into its complex conjugate. So, 1.41 plus 0.49i all over 1.41 plus 0.49i. Okay, so we solve for this one. This will be equal to 1.41 plus 0.49i all over. Again, this is a difference of two squares. So 1.41 squared, 1.41 squared is equal to, that is 1.99. So this is 1.99, and then 0.49i squared is equal to, of course, I squared is equal to negative 1. So, all in all, that is equal to 0.24. And then, of course, that is positive. Kasi negative times yung negative 1. So, that is positive. 0.24. And now, we simplify further. This is 1.41 plus 0.49i all over 1.99 plus 0.24 is 2.23. Therefore, our cosecant x will be equal to, by computing this on your calculators, that is 0.63 plus 0.22i. Okay, so that is cosecant x. And lastly, sa mga 6 trigonometric functions natin, we solve for cotangent x. So, what is cotangent x? Pwedeng 1 over tangent x, or pwede rin na cosine x over sine x. Pero para mas madali, ito na lang yung gawin natin. Since meron naman na tayong value ng tangent x natin. So, this will be equal to 1. What is our tangent x? That is negative 0.24 plus 1.16i. Okay? 1.16i. And we multiply this one into its complex conjugate. So that is equal to negative 24.24 minus 1.16i all over negative 0.24 minus 1.16i. Okay, so we solve for this one. This will be equal to negative 0.24 minus 1.16i. And then again, difference of 2 squares. So 0.24 squared is equal to 0.06. So the positive na siya. 0.06. And then 1.16i squared, that is 1.35. And then multiplied, I squared is equal to negative 1. So magiging positive na siya. 1.35. So this will be equal to 0.24 that is minus 1.16i, and then 0.06 plus 1.35, that is 1.41. So our cotangent x is equal to negative 0.17 minus 0.82i. Okay. So that is the manual computation of those complex numbers. However, since meron tayong complex mode dito sa calculator natin, we can use that to solve for this problem. So for example, example ko na lang yung si tangent. Okay, si tangent natin kanina. Okay, ito. Si tangent natin kanina, we solve this one manually. So, nag-complex conjugate tayo and then simplify. So, ganyan. Pero, if you are using your calculator, you can just type this one. Okay, sa calculator nyo, you can just type for example, this is the screen of your calculator. You can just type 1.41 minus 0.49i over negative 0.64 minus 1.07i, and then press equals. So, try natin. 1.41 minus 0.49i all over negative 0.64 minus 1.07i. So, if you're going to press equals, so i-press mo yung equal sign. Tapos, merong magpapakitang answer in fraction. And then, press mo lang si SD. So, makukuha niya yung sagot na negative 0.24 plus 1.17i. So, parehas lang sila. Meron lang silang minimal na discrepancy kasi nga we are rounding off na agad-agad dito. Dito hindi siya nagre-round off agad. Okay? So, you can use your calculators, the complex mode, to check for your answers. However, sa examination, I need to see yung process. Okay? Yung solution nyo talaga, yung manual computation niya. Okay? So, that ends my discussion in trigonometric functions of complex numbers.